Hi everyone, welcome back to another tutorial. If it's your first time here, hi, I'm so glad you're here. Please do stick around. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you how to make this beautiful design beaded handmade bag. This design is very easy to make. So guys, let's get right into the video, okay? For this project, we'll be needing four materials. First, which is our long beads, which is in color white. Feel free to use any color of your choice. Next, we'll be using our pearl bead. This pearl is in 0.8 mm. And another material we'll be needing is our fish line in 0.70. And lastly, our scissors. That's all we'll be needing for today. To begin, you cut out a thread you're comfortable to work with, and then we'll be starting with our long bead. String that into any of the lines, and then on both sides of our line you'll be adding one pearl bead each, like this. One pearl bead each on both sides of the line, and then you cross both sides of the line into another long bead. Cross both ends of your line into another long bead. Draw that all the way down, and this should be giving you your first ring. Just like this. Now to continue, on both sides of our line we are going to be adding one pearl bead each. There's one pearl bead on the left line, one pearl bead on the right line, and then you cross both ends of your line into another long bead. Draw that all the way down, and this should be giving you your third row. So to continue, on both sides of your line you'll be adding one pearl bead each. Again, one pearl bead each on both sides of your line, like this, and then you cross both ends of your line into your long bead. Draw that all the way down, and this should be giving you your fourth line or your fourth row. Let's do that one more time. On both sides of your line you add one pearl bead each, and then you cross both ends of your line into your long bead. Cross both ends of your line into your long beads, and draw that all the way down to give you your fifth row. So now we have fifth rows, or let's say fifth lines already. So, and what we need is 14 lines or 14 rows. So I'll be meeting you guys on the 13th row. Let's do that off camera and come back, okay? So we have our 13 rows now, and we want to turn. So on the left hand side we're going to be adding one pearl bead, one long bead, and one pearl bead, like this. This time around you'll be passing both ends of your line into the pearl bead, not the long bead this time, the pearl bead, like this, and this should take you to the next line. So now to continue, on our left line we'll be adding one long bead, one pearl bead, and one long bead, just like this, and then you cross both ends of your line into that long last bead added. Draw that all the way down, and this should be giving you your first line on your second row. Okay, I hope I'm making sense. To proceed, your right line goes into the next bead, and on your left line you're going to be adding one pearl bead and one long bead, just like this, and then you cross both ends of your line into that last long bead added. Draw that all the way down, and you should be having this. Again, your right line goes into the next bead, and on your left line you're going to be adding one pearl bead and one long bead. Once that is done, we're just going to keep up with the pattern of one pearl bead, one long bead, till we get to the second to the last row or last line of our second row. Let's do that off camera and get back right here again, guys. Let's do that. So guys, we're right here at the second to the last line of our second row. Let's complete it together. On our left hand side we'll add one pearl bead and one long bead, and we'll cross both ends of our line into that long bead, and then we'll drag that all the way down. We should be having this. To continue, our right line goes into the next bead, and still on that right line we'll be adding our long bead and our pearl bead, our long bead and our pearl bead, and then this time around we're going to be crossing both ends of our line into our pearl bead. Drag that all the way down, and it should be taking you to the next row. Flip your work over. I love to flip mine. And then to proceed, on our left hand side we would be adding one long bead, one pearl bead, and one long bead, and then we'll cross both ends of our line into that long bead added. Drag that all the way down, and this is what you should be having. To proceed, our right line goes into the next bead, and on our left hand side we'll be adding one pearl bead and one long bead, and then we'll cross both ends of our line into that long bead added. This is what you should be having. So next, our right line goes into the next bead, and on our left hand side we're going to be adding one pearl bead and one long bead. Drag that and cross both ends of your line into your long bead, sorry, and drag that all the way down. So you just have to continue with this pattern till you get to the second to the last part of your third row. Guys, we're here at the second to the last line of our third row. Let's complete it together. Our right line, on our left line, we're going to be adding one pearl bead, one long bead, and then we'll cross both ends of our line into the last bead, which is the long bead. Again, our right line goes into the next bead, and still on that our right line, we're going to be adding one long bead and one pearl bead. Then you cross both ends of your line into that last bead added, which is your pearl bead, and this should be taking you to your next row, automatically taking you to your next row. So we have 3 rows in total now, but our desired row is 6 row. We're going to do that off camera. I will be right back here once we have completed our 6th row. Let's do that off camera and come back, guys. So this is our 6th row. We've done 6 rows in total. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold, like as you can see, we're going to fold, and now we're going to work on the sides of our bag. You pick a thread you're comfortable, or a line, sorry, you're comfortable in working with, and this time around you're going to pass that line into those 4 beads down. Yes, those 4 beads, like I just pointed out now. You're going to pass it into those 4 beads, your long bead, your 4 long beads. String your lines into those 4 long beads. Don't pass it through the white one or through the pearl bead, just your long beads. So once that is done, like this, once that is done, you're going to cross both ends of your line into a long bead. Sorry, but I am using a long thread, so that's why it's like this. Cross both ends of your line into a long bead and draw that all the way down, and this is what you should be having. This is exactly what you should be having. You can see the bag is already looking nice. Now, on both sides of your line, you're going to pass it through the next bead, which is your right line goes into the next long bead, and your left line goes into the next long bead. Like I'm doing, do exactly what I'm doing, just follow it. And then this time you're going to be crossing with your pearl bead. Your pearl bead, that's what you'll be crossing with. Cross both ends of your line into your pearl bead. Draw that all the way down, and this is what you should be having. Yeah. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create the handle. We're going to start creating the handles. Now our left line goes into the next bead, and our right line goes into the next bead. Our left line goes into the next right bead. Our right line goes into the next right bead. And then this time around you'll be crossing with your pearl bead. We're trying to make the base of our handle. That's exactly what I'm trying to make here. Drag that all the way down. As you can see, we're having a ring of 4. Yes, a ring of 4. That's what we're having. We're about to start creating our handle for the bag. Now the next thing we're going to do is to pass our lines backwards. Guys, just follow closely, look closely, watch closely what I'm doing, and follow suit. You pass your lines backward. I've passed my right line, now I'm doing the same thing to my left line. This particular action would help tighten or make your work tightened, so at least your handle would not be loosened. Okay, now as our work now is tightened, what we're going to do is on our left hand side we're going to be adding 3 pearl beads. Like I told you, we're about to do the handle of our bag, and then you cross both ends of your line into that last pearl bead added, and this should be giving you the first ring on your first roll of your handle. Next, our right line goes into the next bead, and then on our left hand side we're going to be adding 2 pearl beads, and then you cross both ends of your line into that last bead added. Sorry, cross both ends of your line into that last bead added. Drag that all the way down, and you should be having this. Again, our right line goes into the next bead, and on our left hand side we're going to be adding 2 pearl beads. 2 pearl beads. Then you cross both ends of your line into that last pearl bead added. Drag that all the way down. To continue, now we're about to close the first ring or the first roll of our handle. Our right line will go into the next two bead, which is the bead at the down and the one at the side. The one at the down or at the base, and then the one at the side, like that. And then this time I'll be closing with one pearl bead, just one pearl bead, to take it to the top of the handle, like this. This is what you can see. We're having the first roll from our handle. Now we're going to build that up, keep building that. On our left hand side, we're going to be adding three pearl beads, sorry. And then we cross both ends of your line into that last pearl bead added. Drag that all the way down. Drag that all the way down. And you should be having your first ring on your second row. Our right line goes into the next bead. And on our left hand side, we'll be adding two pearl beads. And then cross both ends of your line into that last pearl beads added. To proceed, our right line goes into the next bead. And on our left hand side, we're going to be adding two pearl beads. Cross both ends of your line into that last pearl bead added. Now we're about to close the second row rather. Our right line will go into the next two beads, which is the one beneath and the one by the side. The one at the base and the one at the side. And this time around, we'll be closing with just one pearl bead. Cross both ends of your line into that one last pearl bead. You're just going to keep up with that pattern till you get your desired length of your handle. Let's do that off camera and get back right here, okay? So guys, I've gotten this particular one. This is what I've gotten. I actually made 7 rolls here, but that's actually not my desired length of handle. But because I want to do the other side of our bag, I'll be completing the remaining handle here, then I will join it. Let's do that together. So right now, you cut out a thread you are comfortable in working with, and exactly what we did on the other side, that's what we're going to be doing here. So you pass your line into those 4 long beads, and then you cross with a long bead, okay? And then drag that all the way down, and this is what you should be having. And to proceed, your lines, the two lines goes into the next 2 long beads. Your right goes into the next right long bead, and then your left goes into the next long bead. And this time around, what you'll be doing is to close with your pearl bead. Close with your pearl bead. Like so. Now we're going to pass our lines into those pearl beads. Our right line goes into the next right pearl bead, and our left line goes into the next left pearl bead. Just do exactly what I'm doing. Look closely, watch closely, and do exactly what I'm doing. Now we're going to cross both ends of our line into one pearl bead. Once that is done, it will be giving you the base of your handle. And like you know, I said it before, you would have to still pass your line for the base of your handle to be tightened. And then once that is done, we're going to, off camera, we're going to build up our handle, the handle of our bag. We're going to build the handle of our bag off camera. Feel free to make it to your desired length. Let's do that off camera, okay? So guys, I am back here and I'm done with the handle of my bag. Now it's right, we're now going to be adding both handles together to form one handle. Now on one side of your line, you're going to be adding one bead. Make sure what you're doing is exactly, you place them exactly. Do not bend or do not fold it so that your handle will be straight. If you want me to make a video on how to make this handle or how to join a handle, I think I'll be making another video on that, so that, because if I'm doing it right now, you guys will not see exactly what I'm doing. So now what I'm doing is both ends of my lines are going into the next beads. That is, my right line goes into the next right bead and my left line goes into the next left bead, and I'm crossing both ends of my line into the pearl bead, like so. Again, my right line goes into the next right bead and my left line goes into the next left bead. Guys, just watch closely and do exactly what I'm doing. And it's going to be hard to really know what I'm doing, but I'll make another video on this. Now, cross both ends of your line into the pearl bead. Okay, to proceed now, we're about to pass our lines and end it. But before we do that, we have to pass it tightly. Make sure we pass it well, and then we tighten our work. Once you're passing, you're tightening your work so that your handle will not end up being slackened, or if there's an English like that, I beg make I check my top tabo. I beg, let me not go and tabo. Just make sure you do it and tighten your work. And once that is done, you cut out any loose thread, cut it out. And guys, your bag is ready. Your bag is ready. Guys, feel free to increase the size of your bag. I did 6 rows, right? You can end up doing 8 rows, you can do 10 rows. Feel free to increase the size of your bag, and then you can use any color of your choice. Guys, do not forget to subscribe, like, and click on the notification bell. Thank you so much for sticking with me till the end. I love you. Mwah.